Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Tomorrow is the big one. Well, not the big one, it's an FA Cup tie against Luton, but for us right now, with the form that we're in, it does feel like a big one. Even though we're playing against a 13th placed championship side, it feels like a big deal. But realistically, and I've said this for countless times now, against a team like Luton, regardless of our situation and regardless of who we put on the pitch, we should be getting the win and we should be making it to the next round. Now, in the next round of the Cup, we will be facing either Barnsley or Norwich, and I think it's going to be Barnsley. If we make it there, at the moment, it's all ifs and buts. We'll see what happens against Luton, but realistically, it should be a win. Going into the next round, Barnsley or Norwich, that should be a win. And then we go into the latter stages of the FA Cup, where Arsenal have been eliminated. I mean, who would have thought that was going to happen? And then tomorrow we see Man United and Liverpool take on each other and try and batter each other up again. So, yeah, that might finish 0-0. Anyway, it might go to penalties. We'll see what happens, but the path is looking good. As long as we can take it on the chin for ourselves, you know, we need to take initiative and we need to try and make something work now. We haven't got a choice. Backs are against the wall, and I'm going to give you what I think needs to happen in order for us to try and turn what's going on right now around at Chelsea Football Club. So before I do, I want to ask you guys, if you are new, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded, and let's get into today's nitty-gritty. So Chelsea versus Luton. We have to bear in mind that after the Luton game on Wednesday, we have Wolves, and then after that we have Burnley. So, you know, it's the fixture list is kind to us, but even the fixtures that we have that I've just mentioned, they're not going to be a walk in the park. With the form that we're in at the moment and the way that we've been playing, it's not going to be as easy as everyone might think. So this Luton game, as far as I see it, should be the reset button. It should be the one where we can try and gel, we can try and bring some chemistry, we can try and turn a new leaf. You know, if I was Frank Lampard right now, and as much as I think that, to be honest, in regards to the hierarchy at Chelsea, I think it's done. I mean, I do think that the hierarchy are looking at alternatives, and if performances continue in the way they are, Frank Lampard will get the chop. It's as simple as that. And don't be surprised if the club have already made that decision in the back of their heads and all they're doing is trying to find a replacement. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, because it's happened to every single manager before Frank Lampard. We know what it's like. But Frank Lampard right now is still in charge, and that's the truth. And he has the chance or the initiative to try and change it and to try and turn things around. So what he needs to do, I think things need to go back to basics. Things need to go back to basics. We need to go back to square one, okay? Frank Lampard needs to get everyone into a room. And I know right now that's not the most ideal thing to do, but knowing that all the players are in a bubble, they're all playing together and they're all in the same environment at the same time for most part of the day, every day, each week, I think it's okay to get all of them into the same room. Get all of them into the same room and just have a heart-to-heart. Have a heart-to-heart. Get everyone in and show them what you want from this project, what you expect from the players to give during this project, and what you expect the outcome to be, and where all of you collectively can take this if you work together and for each other. There needs to be one massive put all your cards on the table moment, and the players need to understand that. It's as simple as that. If Frank Lampard can do that, now we're not a Cobham, we don't know. Maybe he's done it, who knows? Maybe he hasn't. But I'm just saying, if it were me and I see that things are getting desperate and players might be looking worried, or they're not confident, or they're completely out of form, or whatever the circumstance is, and we know that Frank Lampard has a portion of that responsibility, just get everyone into a room, put all your cards on the table. Look, this is what it's going to be. This is it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But look, I'm going to be completely clear, completely honest with you. Can we get onto the same page? Can we work together? Can we start again for each other and just try and amp them up a little bit? And then tactically, that comes later. But in regards to the Luton game, I think it's an opportunity to try and get something to gel. Most people would look at this fixture and say, let's rest players and then we can play whoever we want in against Wolves. I wouldn't. I'd go the opposite direction. We are in a time of need at the moment, and we need consistency with our 11. We are in late January. Every other team has found their 11. We're still struggling to find our 11. This game against Luton, as I've said, should be a game where you put any 11 on the pitch, we should be getting the job done. But from now up until Wednesday, decent amount of time. You could have it worse. You know, Sunday we have Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday we play at Wolves. But both games are at home, so this is where it kind of works in our favour. Honestly, pick an 11 that you know are going to be playing against Wolves. That way, there can be some consistency. There can be some chemistry building. Treat this game against Luton. Don't show disrespect to Luton. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is get an 11 on the pitch. You can try and get something clicking. That way, they can carry that into the Wolves game together. And hopefully keep that role going, because right now we keep chopping and changing. We're not going to be building those relationships. We're not going to be building those bonds. And as far as I'm concerned, you're going into the latter stage of the season now, the second half of the season. That's crucial now at this stage. It's crucial. You need to. So I would go all out with what I think the 11 should be, right? In the formation that I think. Now, formation at the moment is just one factor. We've been discussing it a lot in past videos in games that we've been playing recently, and I've been saying, shift away from the 4-3-3, play a 4-2-3-1. We've seen Frank try a 4-4-2, but it's gotten to the basics now. It's gone past tactics and formation. We're talking about players sprinting and players running and, players giving it their all, and Lampard showing some motivation and building his man management, basic things, basic. So right now I see fit to go with what the best formation is and the team that I see best to carry forward into the Wolves game. This is what I would do. Before I get into the 11 that I would select, a bit of team news. So Olivier Giroud has returned. He is available for selection, and N'Golo Kante is not. So we need to take that into consideration. He will not be available for the Wolves game either, I don't think. If he's coming back, it will be against Burnley. Putting that into context, this is the 11 that I think Chelsea should go with tomorrow. 4-2-3-1, Edouard Mendy in goal. Number one goalkeeper, no two ways about that. Right back, Reece James. Now, Reece James had a howler against Leicester City. We can all agree, but we know that right now he is the number one choice right back. And he did just come back from injury, so I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he was a bit sluggish. Now he's back and he's playing regularly. I'm expecting him to put in a solid performance, especially against Luton, up the confidence and carry that into Wolves. And that applies to all the players, by the way. Up the confidence against Luton, take it into Wolves. Left back, Ben Chilwell. Our number one choice. Left back, there's no two ways about that one either. Our centre-back pairing, this goes back to square one. I don't care. I don't want to see Rudiger. Zuma and Thiago Silva. Those are our two centre-backs. That's the relationship that needs to be based on. It's as simple as that. They both start. They start against Luton and they start against Wolves. If it were me, I would. But at Chelsea, maybe there is a thing that Thiago Silva can't handle 2 games in a week. So if that is the case, okay, cool. Zuma, Rudiger tomorrow. And then against Wolves, Thiago Silva and Zuma. But anyway, if he can, and if he's able to, which I think he should be able to, it's not, something ridiculous, but if he can, Thiago Silva and Zuma are the two centre-backs to choose. Now, in a 4-2-3-1, the two midfielders in front of our defence, for me, Billy Gilmour is starting this game. I do not care. Billy Gilmour needs to be selected for this one tomorrow. We need someone that can move the ball quickly. We need someone that's got the intelligence. We need someone that's got the flair. We need someone that is able to create something from nothing. And we need someone that gets into the good positions, whether it's going a little bit forward or defensively as well. Billy Gilmour, I know, is working very hard in training, and I've seen a couple of clips from training, and it's been good to see that he's been given 200% there, so that's nice. Billy Gilmour needs to start. He didn't play in the past games that we've had where we've been struggling, and for me now, if we're having a midfield that's lacking, especially Kovacic in the way that he's been playing recently, we've seen he's been completely out of sorts. But Billy Gilmour needs to be in this lineup. So for me, I trust him. As I've said, very intelligent footballer, someone that I know we can rely on. So for me, he starts. Alongside him, there's a little debate as to who's going to play there. Is it going to be Mason Mount or Mateo Kovacic? Personally, I think Mason Mount is the one that we know is giving everything for the manager right now. So Mason Mount starts. But if he is going to go with Kovacic in order to rest Mount, which I think Mount does need, he needs a bit of rest, I wouldn't be bothered against Luton. That would be okay. But for me, Gilmour and Mount, and then that will probably carry over into the Wolves game. We'll see. Now, the one in front of the two midfielders in Gilmour and Mount needs to be a Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz in his position, just run with it. What I said is we need to go back to square one. Now, what I've done by going back to square one is going back to the team that I had in my head when we got these players to the club. This is the team that we wanted to use. But all of a sudden, we started chopping and changing because of results or because of injuries, mainly injuries at the start of the season, but that was understandable. Now we've got everyone available. I feel by going back to square one, we go to the team that we wanted to build in the first place. So for me, Havertz in the number 10. That's one of the four. Now, right wing, Hakim Ziyech. That's the other one. That's one of the four. I understand Callum Hudson-Odoi might, want to get a shout in for this one, but right now, with the circumstances we're in, and I just feel there's an opportunity, as I've said, to go back to basics and to go with the team that we had in our heads at the very beginning to try and build using that. So, Ziyech on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, Christian Pulisic. Simple as that. We go back to square one. Pulisic was brought in to be our main left winger. We know after Eden Hazard had left, we were hoping to get someone in. We got Pulisic. Now he's had a couple of seasons. He is our main left winger. He starts on the left wing. Hakim Ziyech on the right. Up top, let's give Timo Werner the chance against Luton. He didn't start against Leicester. Against Luton, I think that's another good opportunity. Just like he started against Morecambe and we saw him get on the score sheet, he does the same tomorrow. Get that confidence up against lower opposition. Try and carry that forward into the Wolves game, and hopefully we can carry the same 11 into the Wolves game and build some chemistry, build some bonds, and hopefully we can rectify the situation. For me, this is the way that we do it. Now, we have Giroud on the bench. We have other midfielders on the bench. We have whoever we need to turn to, a Hudson-Odoi, for example, on the bench if we have to turn to someone. That's cool and that's there. But for me, we are in a desperate situation where we need to try and claw onto something. And as far as I'm concerned, use all the players you've brought in for the functions that they were brought in to do, for the positions that they were meant to be playing in, and go forward with it. And if it works, fantastic. And if it doesn't, well, what we're doing at the moment isn't working anyway. So we might as well try something that we know we want to carry in the long run. Frank Lampard, I hope, has spoken to the team in the manner that I've just said that he needed to do, by just being completely honest, being completely direct with them, trying to get them on side, trying to sell the project to them and to get them motivated, get them amped up, It's relationships between manager and players sometimes can be like a father with their kids. You expect at a certain age that they're going to start being responsible for themselves. You expect that they're going to start taking things in consideration for themselves, and you can go on the back foot a little bit. But sometimes if that's not the case, you need to step in and keep going with them. And that's the situation we're in at the moment. Right now, Frank Lampard needs to take the initiative. He needs to get the dressing room on his side. And I'm hoping that is the case. Because the way that they've been playing and the way that they played against Leicester, that wasn't telling me that they were on his side. It's as simple as that. It was not. You maybe one or two players, but at best, everyone else, they just didn't look bothered. You can't carry on the form in that manner. You can't. You will lose matches, and losing matches now will result in Frank Lampard losing his job. And as much as I see that, regardless, I think it's inevitable and it's going to happen anyway, there's still that little chance that maybe he can salvage something and do the one thing that no manager before him has been able to do, and that's turn the situation around at this point. Simple as that. So Lamps is in his favour. If he turns it around, fantastic, because as I've said, we all want the best. We all want him to succeed, but we know how ruthless Chelsea are. We know how ruthless Roman is. We know what's going to happen if we keep going in this manner. And now we are at a critical point. You lose even maybe one more match, it's game over. I hope he's managed to try and get everyone on side, go again, turn a fresh corner, start a new leaf, and just be together. Be together and show everything that you've got. And let's do it. Come on. Beat Luton. Take that confidence. Utilise what you've managed to learn. Utilise what you've managed to do. Carry that forward into the Wolves game, and hopefully we can beat Wolves. But that is it. I can't say more than that. I really can't. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the points that I've made. Do you agree with the lineup? Would you change anything? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Subscribe if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. And by doing that, you'll be notified that tomorrow I will be doing a watch along for the game. Yes, kickoff is at midday. midday, so it's an early one. Make sure you're awake, especially for those on the other side of the world. Make sure you're awake for this one. But it's going to be a 12 p.m. kickoff, midday. I will be doing a watch along. Make sure you are here for that, and then immediately after the game, I will give you a match review as always. So I will see all of you tomorrow. We go again. Come on. Look, Luton are no mugs. Luton are no mugs. We can't be showing them too much respect, but at the same time, not too much disrespect. You got to keep the balance there. Let's just go and get the job done tomorrow. Get a win. A convincing one would be great, and then hopefully we carry that forward into the Wolves game. If you're going to ask me for a prediction for tomorrow, I am going to tell you Chelsea 3, Luton 0. Nice and easy, nice and comfortable, but hopefully we work for it and hopefully we get the result and we can carry that confidence going forward. So I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care and peace.